in a game the 49ers had to have. The Niners found a way to tough with this one out against a division rival. 24-16 was the final. I got to say that I was doubtful that we could, have this kind of effort against such an explosive Rams offense, and against a defense that has Aaron Donald, probably the best defensive lineman in the league as far as what he does from the inside. So it was definitely a welcomed victory and a nice way to go into the next work week with the Niners finding a way to beat a division rival, a good Rams team, at home in a game they had to have. But if you look at it, the Niners, the rest of their season is they have to have every game because they're going against a gauntlet of teams coming up that are, almost like a 700 winning percentage. So this was a good start. But if you could bottle one game and, sprinkle it all over the rest of them, it would be nice. But unfortunately, that's not how this works. Every game is its own entity, so the Niners got to start over again next week. You look at the stats here. Garoppolo, 23 of 33, 268 yards, 3 touchdowns. I thought he played okay. I thought a lot of his stuff was manufactured. The thing with Garoppolo with me is I see a guy that leaves a lot out on the field. There's throws that if he would make wide open throws, he could pad his numbers and the Niners could win more convincingly and easy. But he just seems to make ghastly errors, whether it's, a lame duck throw or, a throw that sails out of bounds or just a ball slipping out of his hand. I don't know. Or the one to Juszczyk that he was wide open and he missed. The offense as a whole had some errors, some drops tonight. I think Kittle had a couple, but Kittle had a fantastic game tonight. 7 catches, 109 yards. A lot of that was on the 44-yard touchdown. Deebo Samuel, 6 catches, 66 yards and a touchdown. He looked like a running back out there. Big play at the end to seal that victory. The play in the beginning with him not being touched and him going for that big 35-yard play. Kendrick Bourne, 2 catches, 44 yards. Brandon Ayuk, 2 catches, 12 yards. He had a touchdown. Good for the rookie. As far as the running game goes, I thought Mostert had a good start to the game, but like everybody else this year, he's getting touched with the injury bug. He tried to give it a go with his ankle in the second half and didn't fare well. 17 attempts for 65 yards. The Niners went to JaMychal Hasty late in this game, and he played well. Nothing flashy, but he had some good yards in him that helped propel the Niners down the field. I thought that, again, manufactured offense. I look at us as how I looked at Kansas City before they got Mahomes. I feel like the Niners are a great quarterback away, like a guy with a big arm who can move in the pocket away from being like a really fantastically, just an unbelievable offense. I think the Niners structured their offense around Garoppolo's deficiencies more than his strengths. And I know some people are going to say, well, you're crazy. But just look how they move the ball, all the screens, and the way they run it. Everything's very, like I said, sideline to sideline. They don't push the ball down the field a lot. You look at the Rams and that big long touchdown that they got on Mosley. You don't see that a lot with the Niners. I think they're trying to save Garoppolo's health. And the way the offensive line has played lately, you don't want to have him standing back there. But I just don't think Garoppolo has the arm. I think he's a little bit noodle-armed. Part of it is his base. He's had some lower leg injuries. He never had a huge arm. He has a quick release, but I don't consider him to have a huge arm. So, sometimes I look at the Niners and I look at it in almost the Alex Smith way, where like Alex Smith was a great placeholder and a great guy, and I think Garoppolo is the same. But you look at that offense and you're like, man, if they just had someone who could really let it rip out there, how much better they could be, how much more diverse they can be, how much more vertical their offense could be. So That's just my opinion. As far as defense goes, I thought the defense played really well. Bend but don't break defense. They have no pass rush. I mean, there's nothing. They don't have anything. I give them a lot of credit for playing some good coverage on the back end. The long touchdown that Mosley got beat on, I don't really blame him. I mean, you got that much time to wind up and throw it deep like that. Eventually, guys are going to get past the secondary and catch the ball. It's just how it works. How about Jason Verret? Here's a guy that I crapped on and haven't had many positive things to say. Probably told you guys that the Niners should cut him. You know, I thought he could be decent if he was ever healthy, but that's the question. That's the problem. He's never healthy. He looked amazing tonight. Amazing. And he was covering at times their best receiver. That interception in the end zone where he cut across off his man to make the play was a very instinctive veteran cornerback play. And I was so happy for him. I'm eating crow right now and I'm okay. I can eat it. I like the taste of it. I thought Fred Warner had a fantastic game, sideline to sideline. He played fantastic. I thought for the most part, the Niners defense, when they needed to make a stop, made a stop. Some of the errors around the Rams, Cooper Kupp had a rough outing tonight. There were some throws that Goff left out there that could have burned the Niners on, but that was both teams. I thought the Niners played good complementary football, which is something they were talking about that they needed to get back to. Again, it's one game, a lot of season still to go. So, like I said, if we could bottle this up and sprinkle it over the rest of the season, it'd be nice, but we can't. I think Jimmy Ward was it Jimmy Ward or Jaquaski Tart? I'm trying to figure out who went out of this game. It might have been Tart. And he was replaced by Marcel Harris. Lower body injury. They said it was a groin, I think. I could be wrong who it was, so if you guys know better, let me know down in the comments. Trenton Williams was dinged up for a bit in this game. I think they were checking for a concussion, but it looks like he was okay. And again, with Mostert, you're worried about it. Hopefully Jeff Wilson Jr. can come back. And the Niners got a good stable of backs, but I don't think McKinnon's an every down back. I really don't. And I think the Niners are starting to find that out too. He's a nice little piece, but the Niners need someone that can kind of not just run the play that's designed, but someone who can cut back and make secondary moves. And I feel like JaMychal Hasty did that. He didn't do extravagant, but he did what was asked of him tonight, and I think he played very well. I will say this. Like I said before, if the Niners ever had a quarterback who could push it, man, they have some weapons on this team. They have a lot of guys who play tough. They're hard to tackle. I mean, that play to Debo in the end to seal the victory, that was a ballsy call. And the fact that they called it and were able to execute it and that Debo was able to make guys bounce off of him, he had about 7 yards and then he got wrapped, or at least they tried to wrap, and he was able to break free. Same thing with Kittle on the long touchdown. And the Niners have a lot of guys like that. They have a lot of guys no one wants to really touch. So problem with that is a lot of that kind of football gets guys hurt. A lot of contact, and you worry about the career longevity of, say, a guy like Kittle. He plays a lot like Gronk, and you worry sometimes about it. So, but I thought overall, the Niners playmakers played well. I thought Garoppolo was okay. I thought he facilitated. He wasn't extravagant. He made some misses out there. He did a couple Garoppolo things that had me scratching my head as usual. No turnovers, which is good. And we just got to look into next week. We play we play the New England Patriots, who are coming off of a loss. I feel like the Patriots are a gettable team, but I feel we're going against Belichick, and Belichick knows Garoppolo. So Garoppolo is going to get attacked by a guy that knows his strengths and weaknesses. So the Niners are going to have to, I think, rely on the running game some more. Let's hope Raheem Mostert's okay, and we can do that, and we can do a lot of our, razzle-dazzle, end-around stuff that we do that I'm sometimes against, and I wish we would do some different things and take shots downfield. we become a little bit predictable out there, but I mean, that's just the style offense we run. The Rams pretty much run the same thing, but they have more of a vertical threat. They are able to push the ball downfield a little bit more. So as far as the defense goes, you wonder if they're going to look at a pass rusher either in free agency or via trade. I feel like the Niners could use it. They don't really have anything. I feel that they've played as well as they could play on the back end, considering they have no rush. So we'll have to wait and see on that one as the trading deadline approaches. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Happy the Niners got the victory here tonight. I look forward to next week. I was able to watch the game in full, and it was great. I probably am going to miss next week's game, but I'll try to get it while I'm at work and do the best I can to bring you guys a breakdown after. So everybody take care, stay healthy and safe, and I will talk to you on the flip side. See ya.